I usually start off with a couple of questions. The first question, can you hear me okay? Any idea what the second one might be? Can you see me all right? I welcome each of you to our meeting this afternoon, and I'll keep my remarks short. I'm going to break it out into two different parts. The first part is our Rotary International President, Gary C.K. Wong, makes sure that each of us as district governors ensures that you know our theme for the year. What is our Rotary International theme for 2014-15? Light up Rotary. You've got it. Smart students already. Light up Rotary. Do you like it?
Yeah.
Catchy, easy to communicate, and each of us really needs to think about what we will do as individuals, as clubs, as districts, as zones to light up Rotary today and through the year. We also need to review the goals that Rotary International has established and how the Rotary Club of Kitchener will segue into those goals. Then there truly is a second part of the presentation that I found in a Rotary District manual that said when we make our visits, we're supposed to also assess how are the clubs doing. So I'm going to put you to work for second part, and we're going to use the acronym PERFORM and the materials at your table to ascertain how you, as a club member, feel the club is doing. Candy will collect the results and tabulate those, and then we'll share them. But let's look at first part first. So our theme is Light Up Rotary. Our international president, he does pronounce his name Gary C.K. Wong. His wife is Karina, and Karina is an artist, and she designed all of our materials. For our scarves, the bling on the gentlemen's ties, right through to our training materials. Our goals are 5 in number. I don't think these 5 goals will surprise you in any way. And you have done a marvelous job of exemplifying today goal number 1, which is to increase our membership. And thanks to Hubert and others within your club, we are doing a great job in the sense of membership retention as well as attraction. Gary did emphasize in San Diego at a Rotary International Assembly that we do not have 1.2 million Rotarians worldwide any longer. We cannot say that. It's not the truth. He is so precise. He said we have 1.178 members. However, he wishes to have, as qualified Rotarians by June 30th, 2015, 1.3 million Rotarians. So we are looking at both retention, however, as you can tell, attraction as well. So kudos to your club for working on both of those parts. He also has indicated, in light of membership, a few helpful suggestions to us as district governors to share with the clubs. So the first one is invite your spouse or significant other, if you have one, to join Rotary. Now some of you might be thinking, gee Patsy, one's enough in the family. For Pillow Talk this week, you may want to have that dialogue with your significant other, and perhaps they are willing and very happy to join Rotary. I belong to the Guelph Trillium Club for 18 years now, 55 members, and we do have 5 husband-wife teams. Works out remarkably well. Jim is an honorary Rotarian, so I have that base covered. Gary also suggests Rotary Days, and Candy and the board should have a brochure entitled Rotary Days. A Rotary Day does not have to be an 8-10 hour day. It's just whenever you're having an event like your car raffle and you're set up somewhere, also promote Rotary to the captivated audiences. So wherever you are, doing whatever type of activity or an event, those people hopefully will be attracted to join Rotary. That's what Gary refers to as a Rotary Day. The last part of membership, and I'm watching the clock, the last part of membership is alumni. And as Candy mentioned, for those of us who were privileged enough to make it to Sydney, Australia and take in the Rotary International Convention, Jim and I know, learned a tremendous amount, not only from the plenary sessions, but also from the workshops or the breakouts themselves. We went to a session entitled Get to Know Alumni, and the very first slides had 5 categories of alumni, and I might even add a 6th. When I heard the term initially, alumni, I thought of persons who were with Rotary, dropped out for whatever reason, and then came back. Is that who you think of as alumni? So my eyes were wide open when I saw the other categories. And those other categories are former interactors, Rotaractors, group study exchange, youth exchange, and I would like to add Rylarians. Those individuals who attend Rotary. Rotary Youth Leadership Award Camp, we'll call it. And then the next PowerPoint slide shocked me even more. And that slide said, did you know that only 2.9% of those 5 latter categories ever join Rotary? How sad is that? They know the good we do in the world. In many instances, we've set them up for their career path, spent the time, money, energy, and effort. And what about their parents? Have we asked them to join Rotary? We need to look at ourselves and take responsibility. Rotary International, as I have been told, has a limited database. So if you know of any of those alumni and the contact information, please share it with Rotary Contact Center. And they will reach out and see if they would like to join a club in the vicinity that they now dwell and work in. So that's my request of you, is to think about alumni who maybe want to join Rotary but just haven't been asked because we've lost track of them. That's number 1 goal. The second goal is vocational service. Many of us would call it the avenue or area of vocational service, and it's so nice to see the display board on youth services, because Gary says each club is different, but if any vocation is not addressed in your club, in other words, you don't have a firefighter as an example, try to look at the different vocations or classifications and fill them. He also says it's really, really important to get involved with youth in whatever way we can. We can share our career or profession. Maybe someone approaches Adrian and asks, Adrian, what's it like to be a consultant, a trainer out there? Are there opportunities? What are the highs and the lows in a typical day like? Have any of you ever conducted a career gathering information interview with even a student from the college where I teach? Well, if they ask you, if I send them, Karen has, if I send any your way, please help them out, because some of them are struggling with what do they really want to do. And in our course, Career Options, I say to 250 of them in the fall term, these are 17 to 23-year-olds, I will help you get your focus like that kaleidoscope, but your career path will unravel. Don't worry about it. How many agree your career path just unravels? We don't completely plan it. However, we do need to focus, and then they relax and they do figure things out as far as their careers. So that's number 2. Number 3 is very easy to address. Continue to have your fun and fellowship, and you do a really great job in this club with that. Number 4 is make sure you promote your events and activities to the best of your capability in the community at large, and especially beyond the club level. In other words, I can just take my own club as an example. We don't do a very good job of promoting the fact that it is Rotary that puts on Canada Day. It is Rotary that puts on Ribfest the 3rd weekend in August, if you can attend. The radio station does a great job. Canada Day, Rotary, Rotary. But when people get to the park, who do they think puts on these events? Who do they think puts on the events? The city, exactly, and nothing against my dear city. So this year we're going to put additional strategic signage in place at the park as we have Ribfest from Guelph Trillium's Club. In light of honouring the 2 of the 3 remaining clubs in Guelph, Canada Day is put on by our big Guelph Club, as we call it, and Guelph Wellington Club that Jim and I will visit this evening. But very important, in a humble way, we promote what Rotary does. Hopefully that will dovetail with membership attraction. Can you do a better job of that, promoting what Rotary does? And through the media as well, not just with the signs per se, but social media and other forms of media. And lastly, number 5 is to continue our efforts that we started in 1987 to eradicate polio. We've done a tremendous job. We are this close and narrowing the gap. It's in Nigeria, Pakistan, and Afghanistan as a dreadful disease as we speak. But we're making inroads, and Candy probably knows, and anyone else here attend the international conventions? Hubert did. Anyone else? Because we were told by Dr. Bruce Allwork, who's with the World Health Organization, or WHO, that by the end of 2014, this year, hopefully there will be no polio cases. However, we have to remain polio free for 3 years in order to say we do not have any additional cases on the face of the earth. So in 2018, when the Rotary International Convention is held in Toronto, we hope we can make that declaration that the world is polio free. I believe we will. We will do that, do the job that we said we'd do, and again, that many people have contributed efforts towards. Now the second part is where I'm headed next, and you'll see that there's an 8.5 by 11-inch piece of white paper at your table, if you take that please, and it asks the question, is your Rotary Club high performing? And I'm doing this with every club as Jim and I make our visits to the 49 clubs. And there is a training aid that I made for you as well, and that brings out details behind the acronym PERFORM. Now just before we go there, I want to give you this. Oftentimes in team development, we talk about the stages. And so today, the stages of club development, same as team development, are attributed to the source, and that was a Dr. Bruce Tuckman in 1954 as a psychologist who said there are really four stages of team development. And we use them today. How many have heard of forming, storming, norming, and performing? We still use them today, but he deserves the credit. So students and business people alike will say, I don't know, Patsy. Or as a Rotarian, you may flip up your hands and say, I don't know if we're a high-performing club or not. What the heck are the characteristics? And then I'll tell you. So that's what we're going to look at, each of the letters of the acronym PERFORM. And I hope the acronym is not force fit, that it really does work for you. I was doodling and came up with this acronym. So please rank each of the letters. There are pens at your table, because if you're like my students, you have every gizmo but no pen, no pencil. So I've been known to carry numerous pens with me. So please look at each letter and rank from 1 poor up to 6 excellent. So purpose is the P, and we have to do this as a litmus paper test very quickly. So P stands for purpose. If a colleague or a neighbor says, well, you know, you go out to that meeting every Monday at noon, what the heck is it all about? So behind purpose on your card, you can see we need a vision. We need to know roles and responsibilities and values. And of course with values, we have the 4-way test to assist us. So quickly give that a number, please, the purpose. E stands for engagement. And like our theme last year in past District Governor Mike Gauthier's year, we need to engage Rotary and change lives. So engagement, using our speak, inclusivity, and involvement of members to the degree that they are able to be engaged. The first R stands for relationships and communications. How are we doing there? Fun and fellowship. Of course, based on mutual respect and trust and two-way communication. F stands for flexibility, where we look at shared leadership. And certainly we have a number of leaders here who comprise the training team, Howard and Adrian and Pat. It's so nice to know that we share leadership. Bill Proctor gave his regrets to me. He was not able to be here today, but he's been our leader, and he deals with logistics really, really well. Does that surprise any of you here in this club? So we share leadership. Pat looks after CLT now. She's shadowed Howard, and Adrian's about to become our chair of the training so that Bill can concentrate on his district governor designate elect role. So again, very, very important that we share leadership and embrace change. That's flexibility. Then the O is optimal productivity. Please, Candy and the board, use the presidential citation as your guide. And that will help to see how are we doing in light of creative, timely, quality results throughout our year. As an example, all the presidents for 2014-15 in our 50 clubs have donated to the Rotary Foundation. That's a big kudo to them, and they earned the designation Best Class. So Candy, right away, because she has personally given to the Rotary Foundation, can tick off on the presidential citation a box that gives 5 points. If Candy attracts 2 new members herself to join your club, that's an additional 5 points. I mentioned some of these things very quickly because Gary is so precise. He never lets us forget that. So his presidential citation is loaded with facts and figures in light of that checklist. So please use it, once again, to determine how your club is doing as far as the O of our acronym, optimal productivity. The next are rewards and recognition. This is when we step back and we celebrate achievements, and certainly your club has had a number of achievements, and that was indicative of the awards that you did receive at the changeover night, June 25th of this year. So please do celebrate your achievements as club individuals and as an entire club, and continue with your happy bucks, birthdays, anniversaries. Very important to get to know each other via those mechanisms. And lastly, the M of our acronym, which stands for morale. And if all of those other attributes or characteristics are there, hopefully we can say, yes, morale is very high, very positive, so that you and I and our new members, Bev and Susanna and Russ, will take pride in being a Rotarian, and most of all, a Rotarian of the Rotary Club of Kitchener, or in my case, Guelph Trillium. So thanks for doing that very quick assessment. Just fold your paper over, if you will, please. And Candy's going to collect those, and she'll tabulate the results so that we, as a club, know our strengths and those windows of opportunity. And you may take the card away with you if it's helpful, just to remember the characteristics of a high-performing team. Now, I encourage each of you to come out to our district conference, and thanks, Ron, for considering changing that golf tourney day, because our conference starts on Friday, September the 19th in the evening, and it's also held all day Saturday and evening on the 20th of September and Sunday morning, the 21st. There is the website denoted on the bookmark as well as on the brochure, which is at your table, and you can go online, please, as soon as possible to register for any portion of the conference that you're able to attend. That is one item that district does for the clubs. So we put a lot of time and money and effort. So we do hope you'll attend. It's at the Guelph Delta, so nice and handy. Also too, as I'm making my rounds, I say another thing that you can do to help out the district is by volunteering to be on a district committee, like our Hubert on membership, Adrian and Pat and Howard on, indeed, the training team. And have I missed anyone else? If I have, I'm sorry. And of course, Candy, who stepped up to become president of your club, and Martin beforehand. But we do need help on our district committees. So please, if there's any district committee, whether it's membership, training, public relations, vocational services, foundation, just give me your card, please, today. And in my travels to date, I now have 26 cards of people who say, you know, Patsy, I've been thinking about it, but now that you ask, here's my card. So hopefully you will take an interest in helping us at the district. We have a couple of one-person committees, and yet I know they would gladly welcome some assistance. So public relations, as an example, and marketing, we're certainly looking for people to help out with that committee, just as an example. How we help you is, I mentioned it earlier, we're a resource. So anything we can do to help you out, as in the visioning team, strategic planning, if you need just what's going on at Rotary International type of detail, reach out to one of us in the district. I'm going to conclude with this. Please take your pen, and even if you have to tear off a little bit of that 8.5 by 11-inch page, I'd like you to put down where you can go to find any article or resource quite quickly. Now, these are resources for Rotary International or any topic that you might like to peruse. The site is dogpile.com. So woof woof, dogpile.com. Please never go to Google again when you're researching articles. You're doing yourself a disservice. You go to Dogpile because Google, Yahoo, Bing, and Yandex, which are huge, formidable search engines, all drive at the same time. So for instance, if you've ever gone on to Rotary International website, you might find it tedious and frustrating going through all of the resources, especially when you're in a hurry. Just put in Dogpile, Rotary, how to be a vibrant club. It's like a magazine, 10 by 12, 14 pages, the PDF, voila. Presidential Citation Rotary 2014-15, there it is. You don't have to go through the myriad of resources. However, sometimes I do because there's a new one. Or I go to My Rotary and I check out how to attract new members. When you go to My Rotary, you'll find this. This is to be part of your and my elevator speech. Join leaders, exchange ideas, and take action. You'll find more cascading slides on My Rotary. So please try out Dogpile for any topic. Maybe you want something more on teamwork. Maybe you want something on diabetes. Please go to Dogpile for any information article specific. So that's a helpful resource, I hope, for you as well. You never know what those of us in the district are capable of sharing as a resource. So I really very much enjoyed being here today, and what a wonderful club you have. I know of the vitality, and certainly so many as part of the district, and we welcome additional members. Thanks.